Can I help you, Astrid? What are you doing, Stinky? Other than messing with my footrest.
Hopefully no more mom violence from the baby.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't intentional when she did it. She just likes throwing her head back because she likes, like, getting kisses and stuff while I put on and take off her harness. So she'll just, like, throw her head back, and it was just, I had very unfortunate head placement that one day. Never again will that happen. I promise.
Never again.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this time that we get to spend together with you in fellowship and in your word, talking about you and learning more about you and sharing your word with others. I pray that you would guide all of our words during this time and that this time would be productive. And I pray that those in the chat as well as ourselves would have our minds and hearts open to what you have to say to us today, Father. And I pray these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Let me pull up my Discord so I can look at all my
Spit
notes.
time.
You guys, I prepared hardcore for this. I want you guys to know. Okay, so we're talking about forgiveness today. So if you guys would like to take a sip of water every single time I say the word forgiveness, that would be wonderful, and you guys would be really hydrated. No, I got my shirt ruined with ramen drips.
Oh no!
Nah, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay, well now you must forgive the ramyun.
Yeah, true. All right, I gotta make a list. What did it do to me? It ruined my shirt. So what is forgiveness? It's a debt being forgiven. Yes, yeah. It's more along the lines of like you're forgiving what happened to you and like what the so there's so many instances in that we are like given offense to things. Not like, oh, I'm so offended at that, but rather like an offense would be like your car got hit by somebody, or maybe let's be super dramatic, someone killed your dad. I don't know, like, you know, those things, while are both are opposite ends of the spectrum, are both offenses, right? Another one would be like someone said that you are stinky. I don't know.
I mean,
They
that's true.
range. Things can be super serious, and things can be like not serious, like at all, right? A transgression, yes, yeah. There's a lot of verses that we're going to go over today. The Lord's Prayer being the biggest one that I would like to look at, because I feel like it puts it into a really good context that most people are familiar with hearing. Ooh. So what did I say? Yeah, you're not excusing the action at all when you forgive someone either. Forgiving is not like a blanket, like, oh, well, I'm just gonna move on from this thing and not seek accountability, or move on from this without anything being addressed, or like, because I've forgiven you, you now are in my complete good graces. Like, nothing you can do is outside of my radar, I guess to say. So I also want to preface, forgiveness doesn't mean you ever have to talk to that person ever again either. You're not supposed to, like, when you forgive someone, you're not supposed to like DM them and be like, hey, I just want to let you know that I forgave you for all that stuff. Because, girl, what was what?
Especially if
First of
it's
all,
something that wasn't like, you know, an obvious they hurt you kind of thing.
yeah, but even if it was,
That's
yeah,
just
it's a little
awkward.
different. Come on, gang, come on, come on. No,
Like,
gang,
I would
no.
be irritated if someone told me that. Be like, I forgive you for what, dude? For what you did? Like, what do you want?
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry that you suck.
Yeah, immediate asking for confirmation, dude. Yeah, literally not okay. Okay, so like the only time that you should tell someone that you've forgiven them is if they come to you seeking forgiveness, right? Like if someone's like, hey, I don't know if you remember X, Y, or Z that happened between us. I want to come to you to ask for forgiveness for all of that. And that's when you were like, oh, well, I've already forgiven you, or I am forgiving you.
I have a very personal
I can
example.
calculate where that is.
of
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
of
give you
this
my
that
stuff then, and I'm
I
gonna commit die.
can share because it is
hold
my
on.
mother's
Mm.
testimony and she has shared it.
Yeah.
And she is fine with me sharing it with people. In fact, she loves it when I share it with people because it's very like she has a pretty crazy. So, for those that don't know, my mother, when she was a child, like from very early age until she got into foster care, was
Okay, I'm
abused
gonna go die.
in every single way possible by her stepfather, who we thought was her
Mm.
real father, and her mother, um,
Mm.
as well as probably other family members.
Mm.
Yikes.
Some people were definitely worse to her than others in that situation, but I am incredibly grateful for her testimony in my life because that's how I truly was able to learn about like what forgiveness really is because of her. Because oh, you're so cute. Hi. Why does your head look like that? Why do you have a why are you balding?
Let
What
me
is
die.
huh?
Are you talking about his feathers?
Yeah, it looks
I'm
like he's a
trying to.
balding middle-aged man. Anyways, so sorry. Oh, do you know?
No, it was
Oh dear.
intentional.
She had to learn forgiveness because it was like genuinely messing with her spirit. It was messing with her life
Mm.
because she couldn't,
Yeah.
forgiving like that is hard. I think she told her mom that she forgave her, but like everybody else in that situation, she never told them, which is okay. She didn't have to tell them.
Yeah. You don't
Um,
have to.
but and this is also what she said is that some days she had to wake up and still choose forgiveness.
Hmm.
And like even with my dad, so for those that also don't know, my dad left when I was 15. They had been married for 19 years.
Holy
Um,
cannoli. 19 years?
mm-hmm. And he
Wow.
left for another woman. And she's even said that there's days where she still has to wake up and choose to forgive him. And she has not talked to him since like the divorce was finalized. I think she like told
Yeah.
him during everything that was going down that she forgave him and stuff like that. And she did try to seek reconciliation and stuff, but he didn't want to. And in that kind of situation, you can't force someone to stay with you that doesn't want to stay with you.
Right.
The Bible literally provides that exact thing of like if they don't want reconciliation, don't force it because it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I am incredibly grateful for her testimony because it gave me the example of what forgiveness truly looks like. Um, and exactly as Sunny said, it's you don't have to tell the other person that you forgave them. It's about forgiving the debts, forgiving the things that they did, and moving on. And
Mm.
and otherwise, it's gonna weigh down your life. It really, really is. Even if it's something silly, it's gonna weigh you down. Oh,
Oh,
well, that worked.
I
I'm so
think I missed.
sorry. I gave you to the wolves to be exploded.
It's okay. I have something to add to that. Forgiveness is not something that is between you and the other person. More often than not, um, the other person is not involved at all. Oh,
Astrid,
Astrid!
hey,
Oh my
Astrid, you need to
gosh!
learn forgiveness, girl.
Yeah, Astrid, they're just gonna use the elevator. You're just gonna have to live with it, babe.
Forgive them for using it.
For
Move
real.
on, Astrid. Forgiveness is between you and the Lord. Completely, 100%. Other people are not involved. The fact that they are involved is
Sorry.
because they invited a dialogue for reconciliation.
Mhm.
Hopefully, unless they're offending you again, and then there's a really good verse on that. I know it's not typically used in this situation, but Jesus told us to knock the dust off our sandals and move on.
Mhm.
That's in Matthew 10. The parable in that is like 13 through 15. So I would just encourage you, if someone is continuing to reoffend against you, cut off contact. Get away from them. Do not, just don't. The longer you sit in that is going to be more neglectful to your, just you in general, and also just your ability to move on and forgive them for what they've done.
Mhm.
Um, I would encourage you guys to like if you have someone in your life that has hurt you repeatedly, or like hurt someone close to you repeatedly, don't, just do yourself a favor and just don't interact with that person.
Yep.
Just don't. Completely cut them off. Just don't give them any space, because clearly at that point they don't care to fix their attitude towards you, and they don't care to take up a more godly disposition and
Or
uh
accountability.
yeah, and that's detrimental to not only you but also them, because clearly they're obviously sinning in that behavior and they clearly don't see a problem in it. And so by you disconnecting from them, by you separating yourself from them, you're doing yourself a favor. And I want you to know that when people hurt you, it's not going unseen.
Hmm.
God sees it all. But he also wants you to forgive, because the reason that we forgive, Mia was talking about this, it's entirely spiritual. It hurts us
Hmm. It
on a
really
level that we
does.
cannot comprehend.
It really does weigh you down, even if it is something like a small little argument between you and a friend that hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Holding on to that resentment and anger is going to weigh you down. Or furthermore, it'll wind up making you resent that person. So if it's somebody
Yeah.
that you do want to keep in your life and you're harboring unforgiveness for them, it will inevitably hurt that relationship. Period, in a sentence, it will.
Yeah. It's better for all parties involved that if you can't move on to, if like you can't give yourself the space away from that, just like to forgive them.
Hmm.
Like you clearly need to remove yourself from the situation.
Hmm.
That would be ultimately the best thing to do, which is hard. It's not easy to do that. Um, Sometimes walking away is literally the hardest thing that you can ever do.
Hmm. Because it's so much
But that doesn't
easier
mean,
to blow up in their face and be angry
yeah,
and cuss them out and prove
yeah,
them that prove quote unquote that they're wrong and so on and so on. It is so much easier to do that or to take
yeah,
vengeance, but vengeance is the Lord's, not yours.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I also want to say that there is also a difference between accepting that you need to be away from somebody versus complacency. And I think that that's a
Hmm.
struggle that we have, especially in this
Mm,
sphere,
Hmm.
where
yeah,
there's this welcoming of like, oh yeah, let's forgive and forget. When the reality is that it's not forgiving and forgetting. It's forgiving with the stipulation of complacency because we want to keep the peace instead of being like, hey, what you're doing is messed up,
Hmm.
right?
right. That should not be any, that we should not tolerate that in this space at all for any reason. If someone is being so problematic that other, like not only one person but multiple people are involved, and it's happening over the course of multiple months or whatever, because like the space has been around for, I don't know, a little more than a almost 2 years or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
I only started being in this space since April, so like what do I know, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of us.
Oh yeah.
So
Mm.
there's bound to be hurt between multiple people.
Hmm.
Like that's unavoidable.
For sure.
Um, but like if there's multiple people causing offense for multiple months and nothing is being done like for accountability wise, like it's hard to do. It's hard to even forgive someone when you feel like nothing is being done.
Hmm.
And I don't want that for other people, because I know what that feels like. And it's hard. It's hard, man. I don't want to forgive. I don't want to do it. I'm being so honest right now. I am like it speaking for me, it's a little bit different in my instance of wanting to forgive someone, cuz like the person I need to forgive is dead. I'm
Hmm.
never going to be able to forgive that person and have a dialogue to understand why they made the choices that they made. I'll never understand. And that's hard, but I still need to do it anyway. And that's something I'm really been working on, but like gosh, I wish I could explain the weight I have on my shoulders being like I will never be able to talk to you. I'll never be able to get that reconciliation that I want. Like not in this time,
Mhm.
you know? And that's hard. You don't need to forgive someone right away. Uh should you forgive quicker? Absolutely. But bestie, if you have a gunshot wound of, hey, you have PTSD from this, can we take care of the gunshot wound before we try to forgive somebody? The gunshot wound being the trauma. Like, we shouldn't be forgiving blindly and forgiving without doing healing first. Healing is a part of the forgiveness process, but if you're not in a point to genuinely forgive someone, you're going to hurt yourself first. I would really caution you from doing it too quickly, because you can say that you've forgiven them, but then that, because you might actually not be forgiving them, you might actually be in a position where you're shaming yourself for not forgiving them sooner, or shaming yourself like, man, I forgave them, so why am I so upset? Why am I still holding on to it? Shame is not what we were created for, gang. So don't hold on to that either. So be cautious, but also be mindful about like how you're doing, how you're processing, how did this affect you? Did it affect you more than you would care to say? And if it has, what would it actually look like? What do you need? What does healing look like for you? You know what I mean? Does it mean going to therapy? Does it mean attempting to get reconciliation? Does it mean sitting it out for a while and just sitting on your feelings and like working through them, trying to understand why everything happened the way it happened, even though you never understand why? Sometimes you just sit in it. I've had a lot of trauma in my life, gang. So like I'm speaking from a very particular mindset and very particular uh understanding of how I process things. So this might not apply to you like at all. Dad pain is something else, isn't it? Holy cannoli, dude. Why does it hurt so wicked bad? Like
Oh no.
it hurts. It hurts on a level that like if you don't have dad pain, obviously you'll never understand. But like I'm not saying mom pain isn't comparable. It is. But dad pain is like especially difficult. I think also as a Christian, it's inherently difficult because of the fact like we have this instance of understanding what a good father is. Not only a good father, a perfect father, one who loves you completely and is there for you always. And then you're reading the Bible, you're learning, you're like, why was I failed? Why, God? Why? And that's another thing too that like makes forgiveness especially hard. My dad pain is being concentrated in my lower and upper middle back right now. Well, hey, I'm gonna help you get through forgiveness soon. So hang tight. I'm gonna scoot along because I don't want anybody to sit in anything for too long. Um, let's see. Uh yeah, okay. So what does it actually look like to forgive somebody? People talk about forgiveness and they're like, oh, well, give it to God and all that jazz. And I'm like, okay, but oh boy, that's so wonderful. I love giving it to God. It's so easy. I sit and I
Smile,
cry.
I love it. It's wonderful. All this
Eh.
character growth and development. I'm like going bananas right now.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, so real. And yay. So
What a blessing it is to forgive people.
yeah, so true. It's so true. Yeah, okay. So I want you guys to actually try this. Okay? I got this advice from a really godly man who I really am like I don't know, God has like really put it on my heart to like consume his content and stuff. I would share it, but I guess I can. If you guys are familiar with podcasts that talk about people's experiences of like learning and knowing God, um have found this podcast called A Stronger Faith. I'm going to share the most recent episode. If you guys are not Christians. I think everybody in chat is. But if you're not, and you're like, I need answers, or I don't understand why these people are crazy, and I don't understand why they would follow this cult. You know, it's not a cult, but it's okay. Anyway, this episode is called uh well, it's a long title, but it's by a woman named Francesca Roberts. She used to be in the New Age, and she goes over her experience of coming out of it, and like God personally spoke to her in the spirit and stuff. Oh gosh, it's so good. It's so good, gang. Anyway, so he gave a really specific example on what forgiveness, like actually how to do it, looks like. Um, Next time you guys are like, I need to actually work on this, and I'm gonna actually do something about it this time. I want you guys to find some quiet time with God. I want you to take out a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to write every single debt this person has against you. Like, they took away my trust, they slandered me in public, they made me lose my job, they cut me off in traffic. I don't care how dumb the slight is against you. Write it down because it mattered to you, and the feelings are there. So that's important to identify and also to get that out. You're gonna write this list with God. You're gonna pray while you write, um, and then you are going to then pray afterwards. Lord, you help me create this list of offenses. I ask that you would allow me to lay them at your feet, and that you would wipe our slate clean, and that I would forgive them for all the things they did to me and all the hurt they caused me. Even better, to list all the things out individually while you're praying. Like, Lord, they hurt me in this way. They cut me off in traffic. Help me forgive them. Lord, they made me develop an eating disorder. Lord, help me forgive them. Lord, Lord, this person ruined my trust for friendship. I cannot make a single friend because of this person. Lord, help me forgive them. And I promise you, dude, you will be washed by the blood of Jesus, and it will feel so good to just sit after that and just sit and worship God. You might not feel anything, dude. You might feel like, oh, like, this was just so depressing. I hate the way that I feel. I'm sitting in all of this nastiness. But I promise, if you sit and you worship afterwards, you are going to feel peace. Like, if you don't, please tell me. If you do, please tell me. I want to know. I want to know how you feel. I've tried this once because I only recently learned about it. I literally spent probably the afternoon. I think it was a majority of the afternoon, like just like bursting into tears sporadically. Just because, like, I felt, well, in the beginning, I felt a lot of anger. I was I was really mad because I was like, I didn't want to think about any of that at all. I didn't want to like process any of that. I didn't want to bring any of those feelings I had up. But like slowly throughout the evening, one by one, my all of my feelings about all of the stuff that I had written down was gone. It was it was lifted. It was gone. It felt so good. It felt so good. I can't even explain it. I don't know. You know, like sometimes just like Holy Spirit works in that way. Um, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's a practical thing to actually do, right? Um, and not just like, oh, just give it to God. I really hope it helps, and I hope that it's actionable enough that you can try it. And it's more than just journaling or whatever, because I can't journal to save my life because actually it I'm being really open and honest, it makes me suicide spiral. So I can't journal at all. Um, yeah. I want you guys to be aware, like, forgiveness is for us. It's deliverance. It's freeing us from the bondage of malice and self-loathing and hatred for other people. And there's a reason that it is so I forgot what the verse was. Um Where did I write it? I wrote it down. Is it Matthew 18:21 to 35? Hang on. Let me look. Let me read. Matthew 18. Yeah. The parable of the unmerciful servant. Lord, Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, I tell you not 7 times, but 77 times. If you guys don't know numbers and the significance behind that, one, I would implore you to look into that. That kind of stuff is used in the Bible a lot. And it's very important. They have a lot of meaning that if you don't take the time to actually look into, you'll be like, okay, that's a specific number. And it's really interesting. So I would greatly encourage you to look into that. But it's the point of 77 times is like for every time someone sins against you, you should forgive them. Yeah. And I think that's profound because Jesus is just like, every time, bestie, do it. I don't know. I don't
Every
know how
time,
to
baby
like,
girl.
yeah, I don't know how to make it more profound than that. But like, because when I first read that, I was like, oh, sure, easy for you to say, Jesus. But like now I get it. I don't know. I but like it doesn't make it not hard. And I still don't want to do it. But it's important and I know why it's important now. And that's you know, I'm really grateful for the fact that like things don't make sense the first time you read them sometimes because a lot of times you just weren't ready to hear it. And like when you're finally ready to hear something and you can read it and you're like, oh man, that's so good. I mean, I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I feel like I'm just yapping to yap, but
It does.
It
You make
does.
sense. Don't worry.
okay.
You speak in the spirit right now.
I hope so.
So much
I really do want people to understand why it's important because like I sit in unforgiveness a lot, dude. It's so for real. I don't like doing it. I hate it actually. I think it's dumb and hard. But I know it's important. And I know recently why it's important because I felt it. It's good. And oh gosh. Get you a really, really godly husband, ladies. Let me just brag for a minute. Actually, let me brag for a second. Okay, so my husband is super duper fantastic, amazing, also super duper autistic and wonderful. I love him. But also, he taught me why it's important to forgive and to apologize like quickly in our marriage. My husband has always been very quick to apologize. And I don't know if you guys know how to apologize. Has anyone ever taught you how to actually apologize?
I was never taught, but it's something that I picked up because I saw how my parents apologized, and I was like, that's definitely not the right way to apologize.
That's so fair.
So like, yeah, you apologize for the thing.
Yeah.
I also apologize for making them feel that way, but not in a way that's like blaming them for their own emotions, but like, hey, I know
Exactly.
that my actions caused this to you and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is a thing that I did. I want to do better. If you see me slip up, help me help you. You know?
Yeah.
Tight beat.
I also would
Nonsense.
encourage you guys to not just say I'm sorry, but fully to say I apologize.
Yes.
People
I-
will sugarcoat apologies with I'm sorries.
Yeah, I have the
Dude,
bad habit of saying I'm
I-
sorry for everything. So when I'm like actually apologizing, I make it's not just I'm sorry. It's like genuinely I apologize and I take ownership when I say it. I'm like, I acknowledge that I did this and I really am sorry that I did that. And I'm sorry that it hurt your feelings and I'm gonna try to be better. If you can like Dia said, if you can help keep me accountable with that so I can be better. Because, like, I don't want to, like, my husband, I don't want to hurt his feelings, but even my friends, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to hurt them. And, like, it makes me feel like a horrible person when I do, because it does happen. But, yeah. Continue.
Dude, if I breathe wrong, I apologize.
Just saying.
So
If somebody
real
runs
for that.
into
If I get too
me.
close to the mic, I'm so sorry.
Oh, hello. Hi, Pippin. How are you?
Is Honey just the cross-armed angry newt? Yes.
Yes.
Newt of
How
Study
was your
Spaghetti.
stream? What is your guys' favorite thing about Pippin? And what was
Wow,
the highlight of the stream?
great.
Wow.
Okay, back to talking about
Wow.
forgiveness.
Yeah, we're talking about forgiveness.
Forgiven.
Get forgiven.
Forgiven the goobers.
Mm-hmm.
Get
We're
forgiven.
all about gibness.
Nah, I think I need more stone. Smooth stone.
Yay.
Hit forgiven herd.
Heard. So for an apology, if you guys want like a step by step, like I've never actually done it properly, kind of beat. You know what I mean? What you should do: one, identify that you hurt their feelings. Say, I think I hurt your feelings X, Y, and Z. It, please correct me if that's wrong. Two, I hurt your feelings by doing X, Y, and Z. And for that, I sincerely apologize. If you could forgive me, that would be wonderful. But you do not have to forgive me right now.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, also don't, this might have already been said, don't apologize to
Yeah.
someone with the intention of making yourself feel better by them forgiving you.
That's not an
Your
apology.
your
That's not an apology.
apology
Dubs.
should be because you are sorry, not because you want to be forgiven.
Exactly. Yep. And
But
Your-
also, people don't
Yeah.
owe you an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind as well, because there's a lot of people who don't realize that they hurt you. Situation happened recently where this individual has no idea how much I am disgusted by the mere fact that they exist and still breathe on this earth, but even more so how deeply it hurt me by their actions. And I'm not going to sit there and expect an apology because, like, what? That's not an apology worth having if you're just gonna do it through acts of coercion. And I know that we're all kind of guilty of it, especially as women. You know, Teehee smile.
Yep.
We
Teehee
kind of do
smile.
petty little acts and stuff like that to try and low key get back or to make up or to kind of almost instigate an apology, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. That's bad. Spray
Bad.
bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad. Spray bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be
Okay, I'm alive.
manipulative, bestie. It's not for you. Seeking an apology should never come with the manipulation of wow, sorry, an apology should never, your feelings of putting someone down, your feelings of like, oh, I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to hurt myself, I don't feel like I should belong, like be anywhere, I should not be, I shouldn't be alive. That's any of those words should not come out of someone's mouth who's apologizing to you. I'm going to be so for real, gang. I know that might be mean, but that is manipulative and that's not an actual apology. I don't eat my hair.
Okay,
Gosh,
as somebody that struggles with self-harm, I will
I
speak
also
up
struggle with
about this.
self-harm.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
don't blame your self-harm on anybody else. That is your choice to commit that action. As somebody that has had to tell that to myself, did the actions of others probably influence it? Sure. Yes. But they did not hold, for me, trigger warning, they did not hold that knife to my arm. I did that. I chose that. And that's not, even that, though that person hurt me and it led me to do that, that's not their fault. I chose to do that. Maybe that's too harsh, but
no, it's a hard pill people need to swallow.
Yeah.
People can't make you feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. You are allowing them to make you feel like that. I've had a lot of problems lately with like the feeling like someone else made me feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Lately hubby's been really getting on my case about that. Which, valid. That is one of the pastor moment where they say, I know that hurt.
That's so for real.
Why do people not know how to apologize? It's really not that hard, gang. It's really,
it genuinely and
much,
truly
it's not that hard.
we're currently in a culture that is, well, they hurt me, so now I'm gonna hurt them back. That's what we're living in right now. of
Yay.
take your own revenge. Go fill his car with glitter. Go, fight her in the middle of the parking lot. Go,
Oh my God, not the
ruin her
ukulele.
marriage. Go.
Not the ukulele.
Like, dude, the ukulele. Oh, jeez, the ukulele. Oh no. Anyways,
Sorry, man. I didn't
um,
mean to derail you.
it just reminded me of the girl that quote unquote apologized. That's the
Yeah.
other thing is we have celebrities that are quote unquote apologizing with whether it is with a stupid ukulele song that means absolutely nothing or whatever, but they're not actually apologizing. They're blame shifting and being like, one celebrity was like, the Louvre was brought to the Winged Victory was brought to the Louvre and broken, rather than just taking ownership for the fact that like she was dissing on the movie and a lot of people didn't go see the movie because of her words. Like, and I mean there were other issues there. And then like I said,
Yeah.
the girl
That's a whole
that
can of worms.
apologized, quote unquote, with the
No, he
ukulele
died.
and all of these fake apologies. They're not real. They're blame shifting and trying to blame the viewers or other actors or celebrities or the system, the man, for problems that they caused because
Yeah.
they're problematic. And that's the society we live in nowadays, where instead of, oh, I'm going to take ownership for what I did wrong because I hurt people's feelings, I'm just going to blame someone else because that way I don't have to take accountability for my actions. And that's not
Yeah.
okay. We don't need to be doing that. That's not how the world works.
Yeah.
I should have made planks while I was down there. It's okay.
It-
If it benefits you, then that's not an apology.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, teehee smile. If it's gonna make you
Wow.
feel cool, if it's gonna do it for a publicity stunt, that's not an apology. That's just you being a hoe. And that's not our problem.
If it's best, apologies are best done in private.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
Unless
if
there needs to be a
unless
public
if you did
apology
something
needs to
like
be made.
if you did something like really publicly, like you called
Yeah.
out someone publicly that was not appropriate, then you should apologize in public, but
Mhm.
also reach out to them in private
Yeah.
and
I'm
sort it out that
dying.
way.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I thought it was
listen, just
hilarious.
because
Seeing chat's reaction.
No, it was so funny. Listen, that's the kind of that behavior is welcome here. Let's
Honey,
keep
does
it
this
real,
look
gang.
good?
Let's not sanitize stuff just because we're supposed to or
Honey,
whatever.
the-
I
the-
just know
the
that some
shutters.
people clutch their pearls when
Oh,
anybody
oops.
says anything.
Oh,
That's
yeah, for
tragic.
sure.
Skill issue
Dia
on their
does.
part.
Dia is
That-
the
that-
problem.
No,
I'm the
that's their
problem.
skill issue.
Skill
Ah,
issue.
Skill issue, girl.
Game
Skill
shoe.
issue.
Hmm. I need
If
more.
you get offended by words that are literally just being used as words in a situation like this,
Yes.
calm. It's okay. I promise.
Equipment.
I've never been excited to decorate for Christmas, but this year, I don't know, something's different.
That's
I just
exactly.
want-
That's
just
what I'm
want to do this whole
feeling. Like
thing.
We're
something
bringing back
different, something
Christmas,
new.
gang.
We got that Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
And if anyone tries to like fuss, oh, Christmas is a pagan holiday, I will drop kick you.
Do it.
Not
Do
even
for
in
real.
Minecraft. I will drop kick you.
The fear mongering needs
Do
to
it.
stop.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
Is
That's
Christ
another
not
thing.
capable of redempting?
Not everything is demonic. Not everything is demonic, and even if it is, you can turn it to the good and the glory of the Lord, okay? You
Woo.
can't be stepping on eggshells everywhere you go, because that's no longer stepping out and doing stuff in faith, that's doing stuff in fear, because you're
Ooh,
willingly
sweet.
being controlled, or you're wanting to control a situation. This is why cults work the way that they do, because I can tell you right now, I am not going to give up my Christmas just because you think that Mr. Krampus is going to be coming up your booty hole in the middle of the night. Like, no.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Facts.
Drives me
That's
crazy, bro.
So real, Dia, so real.
That makes
Thank
me
you.
so angry.
I also
dude.
say, if it is demonic, if there is a demon in something, guess what? We as Christians have the power to cast it out. Jesus is more
Really
powerful than
real.
them.
And
Dude,
Real.
whatever was in my house, it's gone now. And I feel normal. I feel great.
I'm so
I
happy.
prayed-
That brings me so much joy.
2 Corinthians 2:15, tells us
Funny.
that the rulers of this world, the demons, the devils, have been disarmed at the cross. Christ
Mm-hmm.
made a
Yep.
public spectacle of them. So let's make a fun spectacle of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm a jester for Jesus. Listen, I'll be a fool. I will be a fool for my Lord and Savior
Same.
because you better bet
Yeah.
I'm gonna be busting a move with David as soon as I make it in those gates.
Don't worry about what happens. Just know it was for good intention. Thanks
Huh?
for
Why do you
all
look like that?
Hello, welcome, Edgewax.
I'm so sorry I was born this way, Dia.
Huh?
So sorry.
What?
I said
Did you
I'm so
quit?
sorry I was born this way. 'Cause
Oh,
you said, why do you
wait,
look
no, I
like
was
that?
talking about my build now. I wasn't talking about you, princess. I love you.
Did we finish the discussion on forgiveness? Was teaching everybody how to apologize. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about forgiveness wise? Oh, people's actions against you are completely out of your control. But what is in your control is your forgiveness for others. If someone continues to make offenses against you, Jesus told you to knock the dust off your feet, move on, which is in Matthew 10:3-15. Um, some people might get upset at spaghetti for like not using that in context, but I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, forgiveness is done in the heavenly realm between you, God, within your spirit. Is there anything else? We owe others forgiveness because of the work of Jesus on the cross, because he has forgiven us, so therefore we also must forgive. Also,
Mm-hmm.
reconciliation is not required for forgiveness. It is scripturally sound to engage in it. However, not every instance requires reconciliation.
You know, dude,
Love you all.
if you have an abuser, you don't have to go back to the abuser. Like, that is such a...
Yeah.
With marriage is a whole thing that often gets weaponized in some churches. And Ashley, what are you doing, my girl? What are
She's
you?
spicing.
She's like rolling all around on the couch right now. Anyways,
Very
stop.
cute.
They'll weaponize the
Jeez.
verses about like divorce and stuff. I'm like, oh, Christian can never be divorced, and then that leads women and even men. I want to say this, even men get abused too, guys. Anyways,
Yes.
leads them to stay in these abusive relationships where now they feel like they can't get out because, oh, well, if I get divorced, then I'm going to go to hell. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
And if you're
There
in
are
an...
biblical instances that allow for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yeah, okay.
And also, gang,
Oh, that's
listen,
gonna make
even
me...
if you are divorcing outside of whatever's been allowed, God still loves you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. But like, listen, the fact that you're not irredeemable, God is still working on you.
It's
You're
not going
not.
to ruin your salvation.
Yeah, you're not gonna all of a sudden not be saved anymore because you got divorced outside of biblical allowance.
Principles? Yeah, no. That makes me so angry, especially from the South. Because it's like,
Yeah.
oh no, you need to save face, you need to do this and that and that. Like, no, 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 no. You need to seek Christ, ask forgiveness. And if it is on your spirit for a reason, then it is on your spirit for a reason. I don't know what to tell you, baby girl. Like, we often forget that.
Gravity
Rest in
works.
peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we forget that gravity works sometimes.
That was such a huge sigh.
I don't even remember what I was saying anymore.
We're talking about forgiveness and also marriage, marrying stuff.
I'm so.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm salty.
You
Oh my
need some
god.
help, Dia.
Fine.
I'll say,
Fine.
as far as
I
like the
got it.
southern thing,
Collect it.
my mama is divorced, guys. I've already said this. My dad cheated on her and he chose to leave her. She desired reconciliation. He was like, no. But she gets judged in the church that she currently goes to sometimes. And, like, when the divorce happened, everybody was so shocked because, like, my dad was, like, big man of the church, carried a big Bible, like, Bible's falling apart kind of man, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody was so shocked. And at the time, we were going to two churches because one was Awana and then one was, like, Sunday and Wednesday nights. Anyways, everybody was super shocked. And everybody was, like, on my mom's side trying to help her. But as the years have
Yeah.
rolled on, some of the older people in the church, and some of the younger ones too, but mainly the old geezers, no offense, love my old geezers, but sometimes they go too far, and they'll talk about her behind her back. And at one point, my brother overheard one of them being like, divorced women and this, divorced women that, and oh, this, and this, and this, basically bad mouthing divorced women right in front of my brother.
Mm.
Like she knew that he was right there. Her daughter is now divorced, by the way.
Oh,
So
The
I love the Lord.
irony.
the
We love
irony,
the
yeah.
We love sweet baby Jesus.
And I
We
don't
love to
I don't
sing Jesus
celebrate that her
praise.
daughter got divorced. I'm really sad that her daughter that it came to that. Divorce is always sad. Divorce is always hard. Divorce is always
Yeah,
expensive.
divorce is always hard.
It's not easy, no matter what it is. Even if it is abuse or cheating, or even if it is just like you guys didn't work out, you got married in certain circumstances and whatever. It is never easy. Know that
Yeah.
anybody that any Christian, I should say, that chooses divorce, honestly, any person that chooses divorce, they're gonna go through something hard. Even if they are choosing it as a scapegoat to get out of something, because some people do treat it like a, like,
Get out of jail
Get out
free.
of jail
yeah,
free.
exactly. That does happen, genuinely and truly. But even for those people, divorce is expensive. And it looks bad to your friends, it looks bad to your family, and all that if you're doing it in that way, where, you're like on your fifth divorce already because you can't, commit to someone and you can't, like, whatever the circumstance is. And I'm not gonna sit here and judge if somebody has been divorced 5, 6 times. It's not my business, and I'm sure you have your reasons. But my point is that even if somebody is just using it as a get out of jail free card and marrying over and over and over and over and over again, that's expensive and that's rough, and it's not easy. Divorce is
At the
never
end of the day,
easy.
it's still a depletion of resources,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what that looks like, per se.
And divorce is expensive. No matter if it's amicable
Divorce
or
is so
not, it
expensive.
is so expensive, man.
But
Boy,
it's also, like, for a lot of people, it's a
I mean,
really hard decision to make and to manage with.
oh yeah,
Because,
especially if you
like,
have
it
like
wasn't
kids.
until. Mm-hmm.
there are verses that talk about being with an unbeliever,
Mm-hmm.
and saying that if your wife or your husband is unbelieving, then they will be
Did you
blessed
guys hear
through
that?
you. I heard something. Was
Astrid
that
has
Astrid?
her toy. Yeah, she's on her toy
Oh,
chewing, or she's on her toy chewing on the couch. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. She's on the couch chewing on her
amazing.
toy. She's just laying there, chewing it. It's very cute. Continue.
That's
My
so
son
cute.
is also chomping on his bones, so that
Yeah.
might also be what you guys are hearing.
She.
I think aside from scripture, that's all I wanted to really talk about forgiveness and stuff. I don't did if I don't know. What did I say? Make any sense?
I think
Does
it
it
did.
help?
Yeah, I liked it.
I don't know.
Words?
Bye.